The story begins with a group of explorers, led by Sophia, who are in the Pacific Ocean. Sophia is searching for a large female shark named Lily. Suddenly, an alert comes on their system that the shark is very close. Sophia immediately orders all the divers to dive down and cover the shark from behind. Some divers, including Sophia's husband, Chris, jump into the ocean. After a brief search, they spot a small, dead whale, but no one can understand how it died. Chris approaches it and sees shark bite marks on its body. Suddenly, several female sharks emerge, revealing they are all Lilith's daughters. Just then, Lilith herself appears, and everyone is astonished to see her, having doubled in size compared to the last time they saw her. 2 months ago, when they all came to see Lyes, she was 3 meters long. Now, in just 2 months, Lyes has grown to 7 meters long. Sophia tells Chris to quickly take a sample so they can learn the secret behind her rapid growth. Chris musters up the courage to approach her to take a sample, but Lyes immediately attacks him. At that very moment, the connection between Chris and Sophia is cut off. Sophia, deeply distressed, dives into the ocean to find her husband. As she goes down, she finds Chris's severed arm and no sign of any other driver. She realizes they have all become shark food, but she remains determined to get a sample from the shark. She approaches Lyes and attempts to take a sample, but the shark attacks her too. Luckily, Sophia gets caught in a net, but a shark drags the net into the depths of the ocean. Somehow, she manages to escape and save herself. 3 years pass and we arrive in Paris, where 2 young boys are fishing in the Seine River. Suddenly, a bomb is caught in their net. Seeing this, the 2 boys report the bomb to the police. Reporters also arrive, hearing the news of the bomb. Then the police arrive and explain to the people that shells and missiles were stored here during World War II. So there's no need to be afraid. Bombs are often found here, and nothing will happen while we're here. People are assured that the river is safe. Then we arrive at the Whale Conservation Center, where we see Sophia. Sophia has now stopped researching sharks and teaches children about fish. During a lecture, she realizes some boys are making fun of her. They ask, "Where's that sample your husband brought? Did that shark kill him and leave only the sample?" Sophia becomes very sad and leaves the lecture. Just then, a girl, Nora, stops her and says, "I'm your biggest fan. I follow all your research, especially the shark research." Sophia says, "I stopped all that research the day my husband died. Don't remind me of those days, it hurts me." She starts to leave, but Nora says, "I've discovered that you implanted a tracker device in Lilith's body." Sophia is shocked. Nora then takes her to her organization to discuss the details. We learn that Nora has formed an organization to save marine life. She deeply loves marine animals. Nora tells Sophia that she has monitored Lily for the past 3 years and says, "Sophia, you might not know that Lily is now in the Seine." Sophia is shocked and says, "That's impossible because sharks can't survive in fresh water." Nora explains that climate change and pollution have altered Lily's nature, and now she's able to survive in this environment. Our group is trying to return her to the sea, otherwise she could die at any moment. Nora says, "I'm going to dive tonight. You can come along, Sophia. Let's both see the shark and take her back to her home." Sophia says, "What, dove? Do you think it's that easy? It's too risky. Doing so could cost you your life. This is no ordinary fish. It is the world's largest fish. There's a dangerous shark." Sophia escapes and returns home. She watches videos of her husband's last mission and cries because he told his team that he was with them on this mission. She feels guilty because they all died because of her. Meanwhile, we see Nora on a boat in the Seine River with her friend Ben. Nora asks, "Won't you get in with me?" Ben refuses and says, "You go. I'll take care of you here." Nora goes into the water alone and searches for Lily. Meanwhile, Sophia is tracking Lily's movements in the system. She sees the shark heading towards Nora, after which she calls the police and informs them that Nora went alone into the river water to look for the shark. Nora is still searching for the shark. Then she approaches a car bearing the marks of a shark attack. Just then, she hears a police siren. Realizing the police have reached the river, she immediately jumps out of the water and tries to escape. But the police catch her, as driving is prohibited in this river. Sophia arrives at the scene at the same time and witnesses Nora being arrested by the police, but she can do nothing. She stands near the river all night, tracking Liz's movements. The next day, Nora is still at the police station, unwilling to say anything about why she went into the river. She simply says, "I just went for a bath." The inspector's name is Adil. He says, "You'll only get out of here if you tell the truth. Forget about the bath story." "Do you think we're fools?" Nora says, "Listen, I went looking for sharks." Adil laughs. "Are you kidding me? Shark in the river. This is poisonous water. And where did it come from? You think I'm stupid?" Nora says, "Believe me. I went looking for the shark in the water." But the officer refuses to believe her. Meanwhile, Sophia is still at the same spot she was last night. She's watching the shark's movements, feeling nervous and scared because it's so close to her. Just then, she receives a call from the police station and is summoned to her office. Once there, she learns that the call was made at Nora's request, so she can prove that the shark is indeed in the river. Just then, the police find a dead body on the riverbank. Sophia is horrified by the condition of the body, as half of it is missing, as if it had been bitten by a large animal. Sophia says, "This sounds like the work of a shark." She then goes to the police station and gives a female investigator everything she knows about Lyes. She also explains that this shark is very dangerous, not what you think. It's growing rapidly in size, and we need an expert team to take it back to its original habitat. Otherwise, if it stays in the river, it could die at any moment. Meanwhile, Nora suspects that Sophia and the officer are going to kill the shark. So, Nora sets about rescuing the shark, ordering Officer Sophia and Adil to safely return it to the ocean. Sophia then arrives at the Seine River with a team of divers to capture the shark. Meanwhile, Nora quietly follows them, monitoring the shark's movements from a distance. Sophia and her team use the tracker to pinpoint Lyes' location. The divers quickly put on their suits and enter the river. Nora, thinking they'll kill Lily, immediately calls her friend Ben and asks her to hack the tracker system so the divers can't trace the shark's location. Ben agrees and shuts it down. Meanwhile, the divers continue searching for Lily in the water, becoming very close to her. They begin to sense her movement. Then, the tracker suddenly shuts off, and they lose track of her location. They all quickly emerge before the shark kills them. Adil is astonished by how the tracker suddenly shut off. He tells Sophia, "I feel like you did all this. I swear, if it's confirmed that you did this, this will be your last day of your life." Sophia becomes angry at his words and leaves. She coincidentally sees Nora from a distance, who has been secretly watching everything. She immediately realizes she's the one who sabotaged the tracker's system. At night, Adil is talking to his officer and says they should block all the way around the river until they reach the shark. She says they can't close the riverbank because a huge race festival is about to start here in a few days, which they can't cancel under any circumstances. It turns out this festival is a major swimming race taking place on the Seine River, featuring the country's most professional swimmers. Obviously, the city mayor won't cancel the festival because more than $1 billion have been spent on it. Adil becomes deeply depressed and searches for Sophia and learns everything that happened after her last mission. Her husband and her entire team died, and she still blames herself. Adil is deeply saddened that he spoke harshly to her and told her to leave. He sent her away in anger. The next day, Nora makes a video in which she talks about the cruelty being inflicted on sharks. She says that millions of sharks are killed every year to make beauty products and food for the rich. These creatures, like humans, deserve to live. She urges young people like her to join her organization and help return Lyes the shark to the ocean. Surprisingly, the video receives millions of views and hundreds of young people join her team, all with the same goal to return Lyes safely to the ocean. Then Adil meets Sophia and says, "I'm sorry for my rudeness, and I promise to introduce you to the city mayor." You explain everything to him, after which Adil takes Sophia to meet the mayor. Sophia tells the mayor the whole story and requests that the swimming race be cancelled. But the mayor says that thousands of soldiers will be present and the festival will start on time. There should be no commotion. Sophia angrily declares, "This festival must be cancelled. Otherwise, you'll send hundreds of people to their deaths. If they enter the river, Lyes will eat them all one by one. And you have no idea that Lyes is the world's most dangerous shark, untamable." The mayor says, "Look, sister, listen clearly. The festival will not be cancelled. The government has spent millions of dollars on this." The mayor then orders the police to kill the shark at any cost. The police ask for Sophia's help. So Sophia says, I'll make a plan to take it out of the river and take it to the sea. But it won't be killed. She devises a plan to trap the shark using specific frequencies, rendering it unconscious for a short time and then releasing it into the ocean. But before the plan can be executed, Ben arrives and admits that he sabotaged the tracker system and now regrets it. But that's not all. Nura has traced Les' location and is planning to take him to the ocean today. She reveals that the shark is currently near a sewer tank. She tells Sophia and the police to stop Nurul, as some young people will be there to support her, and that the area is very dangerous because the sewer area is so narrow. Sophia says, "It's good you told us this," and assures her that she will save her friend. At night, we see Nira Ben and the rest of the organization have arrived at the sewerage area and are getting ready for the mission. Ben seems a little nervous, as if hiding something, but she says, "I'm just worried about you." Nura then dives into the water to prove that sharks aren't dangerous to humans. She waits for Lyes just then. Sophia, Adil, and the police arrive and tell her to get out of the water immediately. But the girl insists she will complete the mission. Sophia yells at her, "What you're doing is wrong. The shark is bigger than you think. It will eat your gold device and you alive." Just then, Nura spots a shark. Sophia immediately realizes that this small shark is Lyes' daughter. But Nura gets very excited and approaches the shark, trying to touch it so she can use the sonar device to locate it. Suddenly, Adil jumps into the water to save Nura, but the shark suddenly becomes enraged, attacks Nura, and swallows her. At that very moment, the entire area erupts in commotion, and all the young people flee in fear, and their futile plan to save the sharks ends up sinking them. Everyone is now trying to save themselves. Unfortunately, the space becomes tight, and many people fall into the water, only to be killed by Lyes and her daughter. Human remains were visible everywhere. The water was red with blood. Somehow, the swimmers managed to save a few people, but most of them have lost their arms or legs. That is, they bring back only the remaining body. Then, all the injured are taken to a hospital in Paris. There, Sophia stands in shock, unable to believe what has happened. She begins to cry, remembering her husband and her old team. Adil sits beside her and comforts her. A while later, Adil and Sophia are called to the sewer area. When they arrive, they find the body of Lyes' daughter. She is found. She is taken to the lab so that Sophia can conduct research on her, perhaps finding a clue. At the same time, Sophia discovers that this shark is only 2 months old and pregnant. And Sophia also notices Lyes' increasing growth. Surprisingly, this female shark can reproduce without mating with a male shark, meaning it can reproduce on its own without a male. Sophia realizes that this shark is a major threat because Lyes' numbers will increase dramatically in a few months, posing a significant threat to humans. Therefore, it is essential to eliminate Lyes and her entire species, or else she will wipe out humans. The next day, Sophia and her team arrive at the mayor's office and give her all the new information. The mayor is furious because the mission has failed and the swimming festival is just hours away. She insists that they kill the shark at any cost. Sophia becomes angry and asks, "Is money more important to you or the lives of people?" The mayor angrily tells her to get out of here, and then she decides that the army will be given the responsibility of killing the shark. Sophia and Adil are then sitting in a cafe and talking. Sophia says that if the festival isn't canceled, it will be a disaster because the mayor is money hungry and will hold the competition at any cost. Adil says, "Let's save the world together." They both make a plan to kill the sharks without the mayor. Then Adil talks to his friends and asks for their help. They all agree and form a team. The first task is to call to bomb experts to plant dynamite in the water and kill Les with it. On the day of the festival, Sophia, Adil, and the entire team dive into the river and head towards the sharks, intending to plant the bombs specifically in their homes. Meanwhile, the mayor is opening the fair, unaware of Adil and Sophia's plan. The army is also ready in their boats to attack. Sophia's team reaches the main shark area and sees thousands of sharks there. Sophia tells her team to stop as sharks feel threatened by human activity. Meanwhile, the festival begins and swimmers jump into the water. Sophia and her team plant bombs among the sharks, and as soon as they finish, everyone tries to go up. Just then, a shark appears and kills 2 of the team members. Sophia pulls Adil to escape quickly, but the bombs explode quickly. There's an explosion, and the rest of the team is waiting for them. Sophia brings Adil up. The team puts him in the boat because he is injured. Sophia then decides to go down alone to make sure whether Lyes is dead or not. But when she returns, she discovers that Lyes is still alive. Suddenly, Lyes attacks the boat, knocking the team overboard and killing them all. But fortunately, Adil and Sophia survive and come up. Then they see a shark heading towards the swimmers. Both of them jump back into the water to stop it. But by then, it's too late. The shark has already reached the swimmers and begins killing them one by one. In an instant, the river water turns red. Human remains are floating everywhere. The entire area is filled with screams and chaos. Just then, the army arrives and fires at Lyes, but the bullets have no effect on him. The biggest danger is that many bombs are already planted under the river. If a bullet hits them, the entire city will be blown up. And then that's what happens. A bullet hits a bomb, causing a massive explosion. The entire city is destroyed. The explosion causes a terrible tsunami that sweeps away the entire city. Many people drown, including Sophia and Adil. Sophia comes to the surface of the water and, seeing Adil unconscious, takes him to a safe place. They both climb onto a large piece of iron. After a while, Adil regains consciousness and asks, "We made it. The shark is dead, isn't it?" Sophia looks at him. Tears well up in her eyes, but she doesn't say anything. Adil looks around and goes into shock. The entire city of Paris is submerged, and sharks are swimming everywhere.